Folks, it's time for something a little bit different. Today, we're playing Cleanfall, and if you're not already familiar with this game, it actually has a little bit of overlap with Primordialis and Noita. So if you like either of those games, then I imagine you'll end up enjoying this game as well. It is a classic style roguelite where you go down as far as you can, and then you die and you start all over again. There's a couple little meta progression things here and there. But, yeah, the thing that makes this game particularly interesting is the way you interact with the world. There's a ton of different resources that you can gather, and a couple different play styles that you can do and sort of meld together. And, yeah, it's been super fun. I've been really enjoying it on my stream, and I wanted to make sure that I brought it to the YouTube channel. Just because I think this game is really good, and it's really good for me to play a variety of games, because that means that I get to enjoy, you know, not only do I get to enjoy more games, I get to enjoy the games that I play a lot even more. Because, yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different, and it's good to mix things up. So yeah, I've got this really cool Gmod style gun, the vacuum sweeper. This attachment that I've got on allows me to pull both living and inanimate objects around, which is really, really handy for mobility. You can see I'm able to move really quickly thanks to that. Otherwise, I'm walking at a pretty slow speed. And, yeah, we're going to try and harvest as many resources in the early game here as we can. Gonna go ahead and blow that up. We've got our, got the ability to essentially explode certain things if we do it right, which is very fun and useful. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We've got a bunch of these things here. So this is ore. Ore is one of the two primary resources in the game that you need for everything. It allows you essentially to purchase stuff from all these different sale nodes that you're seeing around the world. And it's useful for other things too. So this over here is a difficulty modifier. And we're going to go ahead and take that because it gives us additional energy regen, which is the blue bar on the right that I very specifically made sure to move my camera so you can see. I don't want to be blocking anything terribly important. And here we can finally see this in action. In the early game here, we're very focused on just gathering resources as efficiently as possible. And, you know, I'm sure I could do an even better job than what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best, I promise. If you're playing Cleanfall as well, which I'm sure there will be a handful of people in the comments that have been playing this game as well, especially if you're into Primordialis, then, yeah, please feel free to drop tips and tricks for both myself and anyone else who is looking to get into this game. I'm going to kill this guy because he drops a light source, which is really handy. We're going to go ahead and do another pop there. Up in the top right here, or sorry, top left, you can see our resource to use that big AoE, in case you're trying to keep track of what that is. Got some actual enemies here. So you can see the unmoving number 3 there. That is how many lives I have. This game, rather than having multiple hits and a health bar, has a life system. So it's very much trying to discourage you from taking any damage at all, which is obviously very difficult. You have to play exceedingly well in order to not take any damage in this game. And yeah, we're going to do our best. We've got quite a few extra bones, so we're going to go ahead and grab these flame turrets. Flame turrets are probably my favorite turret type, because you can alchemize them into a bunch of really cool stuff. We've got a purple option here, but it's way more expensive than what we can do. In fact, all of these are more expensive than what we can do right now because I spent all my bones. So that means we've got to kill some more enemies to get some more bones. And hopefully we can kill enough to acquire that upgrade, because that will improve us quite a bit. These guys have a chance of dropping bones. It's not terribly likely, but it can happen. And see, I can even grab onto enemies. I really gotta get even better with this power-up. This one's a new one, so it's very likely to be nerfed. But I was talking to the dev, Human Yo-Yo, who's been absolutely wonderful, by the way. Really cool person. Would recommend supporting him if this game interests you at all. But yeah, it's been cool to see how quickly he was able to put together this new tool, because this is like... I think it was like a day or two before the full release of the game he got it done. And we had talked about it like a week before the full release. Oops, that was a bit of a blunder there. Hopefully I can get back up there easily enough. Let's see. It's gonna be a bit tricky, I think. Yeah, that is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna have to go up and around, I think. That's okay. Oh, look at that. We got a spawn. So certain things can spawn around you. Even just like being in a general area, stuff can show up. So that's what happened there. We can get our charge now. Which is... Oh, wait. Did I not have enough? I did have enough for it. Good. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and build our base, essentially. So this is going to be our mobile base. And we're going to open up with a couple of these. I'm going to grab some of these. And I'm going to turn that into a heavy machine gun right away. And I'll add a couple saw blades onto this, because I feel saw blades are exceptionally strong, and I'll be able to move this thing around. So I can use shift to control this, and yeah, we should be able to pretty freely rip through the overwhelming majority of enemies now, with relatively little effort. And whenever my stuff isn't working exactly like I want, we've got this lovely tool to use, so we can like put this over on this side, so that way I can blast through the ground a little bit better. I'm failing a little bit with my movement, I apologize. It's just embarrassing. Let's do one of those, there we go. That'll improve things for me. Open up a nice big area for us. And I'm going to bring this down, because this will allow me to build walls onto my build, which is going to be really helpful for all sorts of things. So, yeah, we'll set up some walls. And, whoa, there we go. So this will defend this turret really nicely. And we'll get this guy set up over here. And recycle turrets actually have a little bit of positive buoyancy to them, which allows it to kind of float, which is going to be really helpful for keeping this thing upright as well as possible. And, yeah, we've got an opportunity here to buy some turrets. I'm going to buy one, because there's turret alchemy in this game. I don't know if you already noticed, but I can bind two turrets together to turn these flamethrowers into saw blades. I can bind the two basic turrets together to create this heavy machine gun. And I'm going to do it a third time and see what it does, because I've never made this thing. Ooh, we're losing... Okay. So what is this guy? I don't even know. I didn't see what it did. I was too busy focusing on the loss of altitude that was happening. I'm gonna bring this down here, and hopefully that'll help me out. We've got all these enemies over here. It's making some cute sounds. This game's got really beautiful sound design, by the way. I really, really like it for that. It's very good sound design. Okay, that's an extra life. That's really wonderful. That is, like, pretty much the best find you can... It's probably the single most important thing for me to find in the game, because I'm oh so bad still. I'm quite bad at this game, as you might be able to tell. So one thing of note is that I can't control my my ship if it's too far away from me, which is very important to note. So like when I'm down here, it won't come to me even if I'm holding shift. So I gotta really try to keep near my shift if I want to, or my ship if I want to keep control of it. And we've got a couple of goodies around here. So these green guys are naturally occurring turrets, which is very nice. I'm going to go ahead and pop that. And we'll see what other kind of goodies we can get. I might add this into the build. I've never really used these things in my build, but I'm going to give it a try this time. I need to improve the stability of this a little bit, so I'm going to try and... Oh, I'm destroying it. Let's move this up here, I guess. And we'll try to use this as a defensive node. And I can use that to connect to it. There we go. And that should be good for now. I did see some other goodies over here that I want to head over and grab. As you've probably noticed by now, there's certain things that are very easy to destroy and other things that are basically impossible to destroy. There's definitely a lot of ground hardness going on in this game, which is cool. And, oh, we've hit Nightfall. So this is kind of a very important part of the game, is what goes on at night. You know, it's got your classic survival type beats where you really want to try and make sure that you're prepared for night. And yeah, it is now midnight, so we are going to get swarmed. But I think we've got a pretty good build here for the early game. I'm really beefing it with my movement. Struggling a little bit. I'm going to move this thing. That way I can just get up here. And, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to put this in a position that should be a little bit more defensive for me. And, yeah, we can just kind of, like, block enemies with various things. I don't have any weapons on this run. There is, like, a weapon playstyle, by the way, that I haven't shown off yet. But if people enjoy this game, then I will absolutely show off the weapon playstyle in the future. Because it is probably my favorite playstyle, even though I'm significantly worse at it compared to just playing the game normally. That was super risky. We're just going to go ahead and set up camp under here and wait out the rest of the night. But yeah, I really do want to gather as many of these resources as I can, because obviously they're incredibly valuable and will make me scale up wonderfully. But yeah, there was a natural spawning turret here that got destroyed. And that's not really any of my business, so I don't have to worry about that. We've got a spawner down there. I'm not going to worry about that. I think we're just going to carry on with our kind of scuffed ship. It could be a little bit better, but it's doing its thing. It's pretty good. But yeah, this game scales with time as difficulty as well as depth. So if you've ever played, I mean, there's any number of games that do that for scaling. We're going to take turret attacks because that's incredibly powerful. And I'm going to open this up. Let's see what we've got over here. It looks like I've got somebody camping. So there is lore to this game. Basically, the lore is that... oh, this guy's a little spooky. Guess I'll throw a couple of those at him. So there's an auto throw button down here, which is why I just ended up throwing like a random thing. Anyways, the lore is that you are a robot maid, and the entire world has kind of come to an apocalyptic halt. There's like a super rich evil guy known as the Reaper that I'm working for, who is essentially immortal, and he's kind of the cause of the end of the world, and it was tied directly to his immortality. And we need to get to the bottom of this world in order to properly cleanse things, because I am a robot maid. That's the whole lore, is you gotta clean things. But it also coincides with what the Reaper wants to get to the bottom of the world for his nefarious needs. But obviously, being immortal, he doesn't want to get, like, stuck in the earth somewhere, because that would be a problem. Anyway, we've got an old man to speak with here, and the text is partially cut off, so you'll have to forgive me. But I'm going to read the whole thing for you. Emerging out of the darkness like a torch in the deep and treacherous cave, the campsite comes into view, glowing fatefully yet alluringly. The old man sitting quietly on the stump. You know what else he said? He said people cooked in their own homes. Cooked? Like as in an iron pot? Think about that. Said that people had to work at night, digging into the mountain, into the ground, into whatever they to get away from the sun. Said you could hear the crack of steel on rock, the scrapping, tolling every which way. It was a gopherland. So many were the holes, but not many made it. Not with the sun glaring so. Alright, so there you go. That's a bit of lore. This guy, he's kind of like a crazy old man, and his grandfather was super paranoid and built like a giant bunker underground, and he's one of the few survivors because of his grandfather. So that's kind of the lore there. And yeah, obviously the sun went super heated, and everybody had to dig underground, and then monsters came out, and you know how it goes. The classic. Anyway, we got some ability power-ups because we read the lore. Your F-tool summons point defense drones to fight for you, and gun turrets are 60% heavier. That's scary. We don't want to make our turrets heavier. Spawn a drone every 20 seconds, minus 20% turret hit max, or max hit points. We're doing a drone, or we're doing a turret build, so I don't really care about that. Your F-tool now summons a torrent of acidic vomit that chases your cursor. And F-tool costs 30% more energy. Wow, these are all really bad for me. I don't want any of them. Do I have to pick one? Ooh. I don't know if this is intentional. I don't think it is. We could light things up. Can I accept none of them? Or there's no reroll option either. I don't want any of these. They're all quite bad. I don't know. I guess we'll make our F-tool cost more energy. Kind of a weird scenario. I've never really had that be an issue. So there's acid right there. Enemy acid's really dangerous. Friendly acid is completely safe. But, yeah, it's definitely something to play around. It's quite exceptional as a resource. I think we're just going to keep going down. There should be a bridge soon. So the map is, for those of you Noita gamers, the map remains, like, the same. Whoa, that is scary. Holy shit. I guess that's what I created with my F-tool. I thought it was coming after me. That was terrifying. I thought I was about to die. Anyways, the map stays the same. So we should be hitting a bridge down here. Yeah, so here it is. And when we go off to the side, we will be spawning a mini-boss of sorts. I'm gonna move this stuff over here. This thing's being difficult. There we go. So we'll move over to the side here a little bit, and, oh no, what's that? Giant demon boss. Could be somewhere around here, in theory. Normally spawns right in the middle here. That's a really weird effect. Okay. Want all of the ore. Ore is incredibly, unbelievably valuable. I need all the ore I can get. Go ahead and blow that up. That looks like a digging tool. It's a drone launcher. I was wrong. So I believe the drone part of this game is actually going to be getting a significant overhaul very soon, which is cool. That's a dangerous mob over there. That's the boss. We want to stay away from them. The nice part about them is they have minimal to zero digging capabilities, so you can kind of avoid them pretty effectively as long as you're semi-prepared. But yeah, there tends to be some good loot around here, so we're gonna grab that. You can see the bridge has been destroyed by the boss spawn. And these guys are harmless, in case you didn't already figure that out. They're basically giant overgrown light bulbs, which I'm okay with. We got chest spawn right next to a spawner. I don't really want to deal with that right now. I think we're just gonna get out of here. I didn't see anything super obvious right away. So there's a couple major stops that I like to make on the path down in this biome. And obviously early game, the primary objective... This guy is a problem. The primary objective is to simply gather the correct resources and as many resources as you can. So this thing spawns an extra life. That's a spawner. And they're generally pretty dangerous to deal with. This one was pretty easy, thankfully. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so here's our first layer. This place is pretty important for us to get into, so we're gonna relocate this thing. I'm actually just gonna bring it with me and do this. It's probably gonna be way easier to get in this way. So it's really tricky to make your way into these, generally. because they're resistant to your basic digging tool, so you have to kind of get creative. And obviously the giant saw blade is a good way of doing that. There's a really dangerous enemy in here that I'm fighting. That thing shoots laser beams that can instantly kill you. Well, everything can instantly kill you in this game, obviously, but definitely something you gotta be very wary of. Just letting that go for a moment, because we're almost out of energy. I'm gonna destroy that thing, and then we're gonna bring this thing back to reconnect with our build. There we go. We don't want that falling forever, otherwise we're gonna lose it. There we go. Okay. That's good. There should be one more dangerous enemy in here. There's always two. But yeah, they drop some decent loot when you kill them, and then we've got the coveted Huffed Pop, which gives me 25 max energy. And it's just a single-use thing. Energy is unbelievably valuable, in my personal opinion. I think, I mean, it's kind of the lifeblood of being able to be proactive in this game. So, like, pretty much everything you do costs energy, including, like, the usage of my tools, for example. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. You can use that tentacle to dig very far in. It's quite good. Pairs fairly well with what I've selected as my power-up. So the thing about this biome is that they always spawn adjacent to one another, which means that we've got two that we've got to dig through. I'm gonna see if this digs through it. It does. That's very interesting. Okay. We don't have enough energy. In order to save time, I'm gonna use a fuel cell, because that will make it much faster to dig. And remember, time is of the essence. The more time we take, the worse things are going to get for me. So yeah, with any luck, we'll be able to... Oh hey, that's really lucky. This is a nanite egg. It comes from those little blue worms. You might have seen one earlier, if you were paying close attention. But regardless, we can use those to dig very efficiently. This thing does not want to let go. That's annoying. I'll just use my nanite egg, and we should have enough of the energy to power our way through here, hopefully. Hey, look, one of those spawned in. That's pretty nice. Let's see if this makes it. It did. Only problem is I don't really have much to deal damage. I'm gonna have to do it that way. And I don't really care too much about the other stuff there, so we're just gonna keep moving. Hey, look at that. We got another difficulty modifier. That's nice. Pathfinder recharge speed is really nice. And I don't know, it's a little bit meh. I'm gonna reroll. Permanent weapon damage. Energy charge per minute. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I find that to be particularly useful. These guys are kind of menaces, so deal with them right away. That's our regeneration. It is now Nightfall once more. So, with the difficulty increased, things are going to get a little scary. Sorry, it's getting dark. Gotta get back to our ship. We haven't really improved our ship very much, so we're going to be a little bit on the weaker side, I imagine. Let's go ahead and try to put this in a defensive location to defend our stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get inside this wall here. You can just right-click them to get inside, which is something I only very recently learned. It's incredibly useful, though. It definitely makes things much safer. Hey, we've got a weapon. Look at that. Hopefully by the end of the night I'll be able to afford that. We'll see. Armor is very nice for defense. I'm gonna grab one of these. Better not to need them, but it's better to have than not to have. Basically, it just absorbs one hit for you, so... It's essentially an extra life that takes up an inventory slot. That's how you should think about them. They're pretty nice in that regard. Generally speaking, the best position to fight from in a scenario like this... Oh my goodness. The best scenario to fight from in a scenario like this is inside. So that way enemies have a much harder time getting to you. But yeah, we're not in such a lovely position to be able to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and move this down here. I'm gonna try to position these a little bit more defensively. Just in order to keep myself safe. And once again, this is the gigantic benefit that is the Gmod zero gravity tool. It's incredibly powerful. Okay, there we go. And we got an incredible amount of monster fibers, which I love to see. Try to control this in such a way that I can gather all this up. Beautiful. We didn't lose a life, but we did lose a wall, which is unfortunate. But that's okay, because we can rebuild, and we now have an energy sword, which I'm gonna go ahead and put on my second slot. So now I can actually defend myself. Note that it's not all melee weapons. There's lots and lots of guns in this game as well. I'm gonna go ahead and double upgrade this. Oh my god. Okay, this guy is the mini boss dude that I'm very afraid of, because he just rips through everything. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the interior. And you can see that he kind of destroyed my everything, which is really bad. Yeah, that's not great. So, for mobility, he does drop a Vine Walker, which is pretty nice for moving around. This thing is gonna heal all my stuff forever, which is really good. It's really dark despite being daytime. I'm surprised at how dark it is. But yeah, we're gonna try and grab a couple more things. This guy's got like an instant teleport, which makes him a really dangerous enemy. Gotta be super careful around that guy. Oh no, not another one. Not another one. In such a dastardly location, too. He's gonna end up destroying my shit, isn't he? Fuck. That's no good. He's doing so much damage. He's doing so much damage to my everything. Okay. He's just destroying everything. There goes my armor. That's no good. You can see that the saw blades are not very good at dealing damage, unfortunately. This thing is attached to my build now, so I'm just gonna have to live with that. Eventually it'll probably die, but in the meantime we should just focus on gathering whatever few resources we can before we carry on to the next area. It looks like he's destroyed everything. I've never had everything get destroyed. This is a really bad scenario. We'll see what we can do about it, but this should definitely make things interesting. Normally, by the time I'm done this floor, I've got everything I could ever possibly want and more. That is not the scenario this time at all. We've got a dragon over here, which is very good at dealing with these basic enemies. We're gonna want more energy charge speed, and that's honestly a really cheap amount, so I'll take that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've lost everything, which is pretty not good for obvious reasons. Wreck. I would like to maintain. Oh, hey, there's my stuff. This guy's gonna try and kill me. Okay. In theory, that guy should die to that eventually. But we're in pretty rough shape. What the heck? Thank you, noob. I'm not live, by the way. It just happens sometimes. It's always a surprise to me when somebody follows while I'm offline. I guess that means somebody enjoyed like a YouTube video or something. That's normally my guess. Okay, so we want to destroy this thing, because that's going to grant me an extra life. But we need to be careful of these enemies, because they are very dangerous. Okay, well, we went neutral, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Because that means that we get to access this, and we got some bonus resources. Okay, so we want to be out of here by the end of midnight. We got a drill, which is good for digging, obviously. Velocity Blade is my favorite weapon in the whole game, but I think we need to focus on getting some extra goodies. So we're going to buy a bunch of buzzsaws here. Oh, hey, buzzsaws do stack now. They didn't stack before, for one reason or another. I'm not sure why. But that was a thing for quite a while. We've got 3 monster bones, which is now our limiting factor. But there's not too much to be done about that, because we are kind of lacking in resources. The basic energy weapon over there, but I'm not really particularly interested in that. Go ahead and try to gather up whatever defensive tools we can here while we're still here, because it's only going to get more difficult from here on out. This thing can grant me 2 of these flame turrets, and like I said earlier, I do love me some flame turrets. Okay, that guy tries to throw those things at you, and the acid is exceptionally dangerous, obviously. This is a goddamn fiasco. Okay. Oh my god. This is... I'm dead. Fuck. That's so bad. Okay. The real question is, am I out of range of all my stuff? And I think the answer is yes. Which means I don't get to have my my build, which is really bad. That is very, very bad. It means we're gonna have to completely rebuild in this next biome. But that's okay. Oh hey, that's exceptional. If I have money for it, but I don't. Because I have no bones. I'm boneless. We're pretty poor on this run. But we do have 2 lives, which is honestly pretty nice. There's a secret along this wall, but we didn't find it. So we're just going to go into the next level, which is some sort of hell monster. Kind of terrifying. So yeah, this biome is pretty unique and kind of terrifying. We're gonna try to focus on traveling light and moving quickly through the biome. It would have been really nice to have that drill. Maybe should have put my money toward that instead of anything else. But yeah, we're going to be sweeping left to right and down and so on in that pattern. That is the game plan. And yeah, we'll just try to maintain full energy so that way I can whip out my energy blade as needed. But we're going to be relying on the throwables we accrued through the previous level. We have 10 gas pods, which is quite helpful, and should make some of the enemies in this biome a fair bit easier than they would be otherwise. Not to mention we've got this acid tendril, which is a completely unique weapon to me. I haven't experienced it before, so hopefully I can use it to my advantage. This enemy over here, the red eye one, is probably the... I don't know if it's the biggest threat in the zone, but they're definitely the bulkiest enemy that we've got access to facing. I'm going to try and continue killing those guys as we see them. And yeah, let's see what kind of goodies we can get. There's a lot of tentacles in this level. Not all of them are just for show either. Some of them are quite dangerous. This guy's in a terrible spot. He's probably going to aggro to me if I don't get out of here. Okay, this thing, is it gonna all out charge me forever? Looks like it might. Okay, we'll try to kite it and use the sword. Okay, that worked out well. And it did a huge digging path for me, which isn't too bad either. These are flare lilies. I don't fully understand what they do yet, but I feel like they alert enemies in this biome, so I don't like using them very often, at least in here. But I'm pretty sure that they, like, dig and deal a bunch of damage after, like, a delay. And obviously, the delay makes them less useful for dealing damage. Hey, we've got our first chest. I don't know what it is about the chests in this biome, but they make me feel like I found something really good. I guess it's just because the chests look real fancy. But, yeah. They definitely... Their most common drops are walls and lives. And both of those are amazing. So, quite happy to have it. Quite happy to have it indeed. So far, so good. The depth of this area is how the difficulty grows. The enemy scream that you just heard are called corpse hunters. And, looks like they may have found me. We're probably going to want to get away from here as soon as possible. That is terrifying. I'm going to use this to kill it, hopefully. That guy is exceptionally dangerous. Okay, these corpse hunters are following in the wake of my murders. Obviously. There's quite a few of them. Okay. There's quite a few of them indeed. Fuck. Okay. It looks like it's just one set, but like I don't really want to deal with them. I'm gonna try and go up and then down, I think. And obviously these light guys, in case it's not blatantly obvious what they do already, they reveal you to everything on the level, essentially, and anything close by will start to charge at you, essentially. It's very dangerous, and they spawn exceedingly regularly, so they're quite spooky. That said, they can be a really good resource just for gathering stuff, because they're so common. They're all over the place. Okay, there's one of these tentacle guys. Once again, they are exceptionally dangerous. Dragon sitting here. He just kind of hung out. The dragons are weird. They don't really... Like, sometimes they just drop on you and kill you instantly, and sometimes they're just kind of chilling. They're pretty strange. Using up a lot of lights, but now's a good time to use them, I think. We're in a very dark biome. I'm gonna try and get evasive here. Okay, we aggroed the corpse hunters. So we're gonna... I think I'm gonna do one of these. We'll see if we can weather the storm here. You can see that they can approach and attack from numerous angles, and that makes them exceptionally dangerous. One gas bomb deals with them really, really exceptionally, but I don't really want to have to quick swap to them on the fly. I think that's tricky to do. But yeah, just because we defeated one set of corpse hunters doesn't mean there won't be more. They can actually stack up pretty exceptionally. And, yeah, obviously when that happens, it's very, very bad for me. Okay. Let's try to use the gas bomb to kill them all. They hate the gas bomb. And I love that they hate the gas bomb. It's, supposedly a lot of the things in this game have, like, a hard counter. And you just kind of have to figure them out through play. No way. No way, no way, no way. So once again, we've got a corpse hunter chain, so we gotta get out of here. Okay, we'll go up this way. But yeah, obviously we're not really using our ability to its full potential. There's some serious infighting going on here, which is interesting. I think I can take this guy. I'm able to hit him through the wall, and I don't think he's seen me yet, which is actually really nice. Okay, he's seen me now. Means he's gonna charge me. Okay, not too bad. There's another one. That one saw me, so we might as well stand and fight. Gas him a little bit. That was a good jump. I was really scared there for a second. I wasn't so sure I was gonna survive that one. Okay. Got a lot of these guys spawning in. As you can probably tell, there's a spawn right in front of us. Trying to see if we can't find any more goodies. These guys can spawn on top of chests sometimes. I'm gonna have to shoot this guy a million times. Oh, never mind. He got me stuck. That was really scary. Those guys will eat you whole and kill you in one hit. They're awful. They're easily one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. At least that I've encountered so far. Fuck, that was so bad. It was really unfortunate. Come on, life. God damn it, it's all walls! Okay. It might be time to build up. I've been trying to not build... Oh, I'm dead. Shucks. Damn it, dude. What a silly death. Oh, on level 2, no less. It's okay. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get good. But yeah, it was a fun run. It was a good one. I think I'll call it here for the first run. Just a quick little 40-minute introductory run of Cleanfall. Obviously, that was a pretty short one, but I love this game, and I'm probably going to record at least a couple more today, so that way people can get a feel for the game. And yeah, make sure you comment and share with people if you want to see more of this game. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time with some more. I've been trying to do as well as I can with my upload schedule and do like a bunch all the time, but yeah, I'll try my best to keep at it. And thank you very much, everybody, for trying something new, watching something different. I'll catch y'all later. See you, folks.